My name is Nate Tucker, and I have an interesting story to tell. I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada, as a nice, healthy, 9-pound baby boy. I'm the second oldest in a family of 5 boys, but when I was 6 years old, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. As a 6-year-old, I didn't really comprehend it fully. I didn't know how drastically my life was going to change. When I was first diagnosed, my father actually had to carry me into the emergency room because my legs were so swollen and so inflamed that I couldn't move them. Early on, we still tried to maintain the appearance of what some may call a normal life. I participated in sports, t-ball and baseball, soccer, basketball, karate, all of these fun sports that children need to grow up playing and participating in. But as the arthritis progressed and got worse, I had to slowly take more and more sick days. I had to sit out of activities more often. When we go to scout camp, I wouldn't be able to play in all the same games that my peers were playing in. Then it got to the point where even getting out of bed was painful and difficult. Growing up in and out of wheelchairs and hospitals and operating rooms, I soon realized that I needed to have a different mindset and a different attitude toward life. I realized that that's the one thing we can control. No matter what's going on around us, no matter what our body is even doing, we can control our attitude. You can be in pain and you can be miserable and you can be sick, or you can do those same things and be happy and laugh and find the positives and the beauty in this world. Because the pain is still going to be there, it's still going to come, but when we have that positive attitude and that cheerful spirit and being able to laugh and enjoy life, I guess that pain is so much more tolerable. That's a way of putting it. When I was a kid, just like all other kids, I had a favorite superhero. My superhero was Superman. In my opinion, he is the most kind and caring superhero where he always just wants to save people. And even though he's different than everyone else, he's one of a kind, you know, an alien here on Earth, and he may have a body that's different than everyone else's. And instead of having a mindset of, oh, I want to be evil or I want to take over the world, he wants to spread love and care and hope for all of humanity. That's something that I've wanted to do. I've wanted to be a Superman or a superhero to other people to help them realize that there is hope out there and there's joy and there's laughter. We could all be a Superman in each other's lives. When I was younger and I used a wheelchair, I knew that people were going to be looking at the wheelchair anyway because it's a wheelchair. So I figured, hey, I might as well have fun and start decorating this thing. So I got into collecting stickers. And people, like my classmates and people that I didn't even know, would come up to me with a sticker and ask me if they can put it on my wheelchair. It's a great way to meet new people, actually. That's just like one example of saying, okay, here's something that you're dealt, and here's the hand that you're playing, but you might as well make the best of it. When I was younger, I would let the thoughts and words and judgments and actions of other people affect my mindset. And it was hurtful. And the more I focused on the things that they told me I can and can't do, I realized, well, who are they to tell me what I can and can't do? Just because history dictates that it hasn't been done before or somebody with my body is unable to do it, doesn't mean it can't be done. Like, I've learned how to play the piano. I've had to modify the way that I play because my hands don't work typically the same as most other people who play the piano. But I didn't let that stop me from wanting to enjoy music and share that beauty of music and performing with other people. So I grew up in a very outdoorsy family. We love going camping, going on hikes, swimming, going to the lake, the ocean, all of that fun stuff. that usually requires a healthier body. But I didn't want to be left behind. I wanted to go on these trips with my family. And there were a lot of times where I needed help completing these hikes. But I wanted to keep up with everyone else. And so I had to learn early on that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to acknowledge our weaknesses and our limitations and say, hey, I need help scaling that boulder. Can somebody please help me over it? Once you've put in all of your effort, it's then okay to ask for help to accomplish your goals. When I was a teenager, 15 to 16 years old, all of my friends started driving. Now at the time, I was still using and relying on an electric wheelchair to get around school, events, church, concerts, any place that required more than 20 yards of walking. I would use my wheelchair. Now, as most of you probably know, the vehicles in which you can use a wheelchair in aren't always the most flattering for a 16-year-old to be driving. So I had a goal that I wanted to be able to drive a regular car, one that didn't need any adaptations or accessories in order to fit my wheelchair. So with countless hours of physical therapy and surgeries and recoveries, I was able to ditch the wheelchair on the curb and get to the point where I was able to drive a car. Over time, it changed from me wanting to prove them wrong to me challenging myself and looking at my limitations and how I can grow from those limitations. It became less about worrying about what other people think and worry about, well, am I doing my best? And am I able to grow and learn and try harder from this experience? When we have a greater understanding of other people, we will be a lot less likely to judge others or hate others just because they're different. And that's something that we need a lot more of in this world. We need a lot more love and empathy and compassion than hatred or misunderstanding or disrespect about things simply because we don't understand them. I definitely want to say that I have been extremely blessed to have a family who has been able to care for me and take care of me and give me that support that I've needed. Despite all this positivity and my message of bringing love and laughter to this world, I still face challenges every single day. There's no sugarcoating that. Getting dressed, putting on socks and shoes, picking things up. I can't bend over to pick things up. I either need tools or somebody else's assistance to pick things up. We can sit back and say, oh, well, life's too hard. And life isn't worth living anymore because it's too challenging and I can't see an escape or an end to these challenges. But guess what? We all face challenges and we all have a hard time in life. A couple years ago, I met this man with no arms and no legs. And he had a tremendous positive attitude. It's one of those things where I looked at him and I thought, wow, this guy has no arms, no legs. My arms and legs might not be working perfectly, but I still have arms and legs. I can walk, I can brush my teeth. I got to thinking that no matter what our abilities are and what our trials are, there are always people that have it worse, and there are always people that have it better. So instead of comparing ourselves to others, we can look inwardly and compare ourselves to our best self. And my wish is that as you hear my story, whether it be speaking or YouTube or online on a blog, whatever it may be, that you may be able to find that daily inspiration to be better than you were the day before. So that you can go and accomplish those dreams and those goals that you have, and you can just be a better person because of it. I'm Nate Tucker, and this is my story.